minute, don't know. Got a minute of your time. Got a minute of your. Hush up, gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our podcast From Vision to Success.
From Vision to Success.
Yes, we are so sorry. We were 10 minutes late. We were in deep conversation. Deep until we're like, oh, shoot, we are 10 minutes late. But we are here.
Yeah. Oh, we're not wearing the same thing.
Yeah, I know. I was about to wear something black today, and then I looked and I was like, no, man, let me make sure that I changed. However, I do realize that we are in opposites. You're wearing gray pants, I'm wearing a gray top, and then I'm wearing black.
Like here, this is just, I hate this so much.
And so, in one way or another, we're always matchy. If this is your first time with us, welcome. We are a podcast that focuses from the very beginnings, the seedlings of your desires, to how to get success and the struggles and the in-betweens and the highs and the lows. So we share a lot of our life here and our struggles. So welcome.
Yeah, we're not sharing our current struggles because
those are private struggles.
yeah, we are not. Yeah. But how was your weekend?
Oh my gosh, my whole family has a flu bug, so it was...
Which is one of the reasons why we couldn't connect last week.
Yeah, so last week I didn't pop in because my daughter, my youngest, she wasn't feeling well, and truth be told, I was feeling pretty crappy, and Mike was feeling crappy. Mike called in sick to work on Thursday, Friday because he was sick, and then I think it was Friday night, Jesse, my second, wakes up, he's throwing up all over the place, and we just got new carpets.
Oh, nice.
I was like, no!
Baptized. Your carpets got baptized.
Literally, our new carpets went in 2 weeks ago.
So it doesn't have that new carpet smell anymore. It's got that new puke smell.
Oh my gosh! So we cleaned it up. Thankfully, it did come off because I was super quick, and we borrowed a carpet cleaner from friends of ours. So we had that, thankfully. But yeah, everybody was sick. I was sick. I wasn't feeling well. I was the only one that went to church yesterday because the rest of my family was super sick. And then we thought we made it. Yesterday, by the time I came home, everybody seemed okay. Everybody was happy. People were eating. I'm like, we're good. And then this morning we wake up and that's not the case. So my two oldest are sick still. So my daughter, Raquel, she's missed school 25 days.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's like almost a month. And then my youngest was 21 days. And then my boys are like in between those days. So we got a letter from my
Children's Aid. Children's Aid.
The
you got a letter
like,
from Children's Aid.
Hey, we've noticed that your daughter has been absent 21 times, and they're like, please let us know if we can help it anyway. I was like, oh dang. Seriously, my kids have been like, oh, it's been a tough one because we were sick with a cold 2 weeks before, so the cold went through, and now it's a flu bug. So here we are.
We are probably not the best parents either, because anytime that the babe, like the youngest one, is sick, and I probably shouldn't be saying this like in person, like on live, because we're gonna get canceled and stuff.
You send them to school anyway?
No, we don't. The youngest is in preschool.
Yeah. So
anytime that he's sick, if I'm working and she's working, my mom can't help. Like she fell, she's really recovering, whatever. So we forced one of the other kids just to stay home and take care of the baby.
Listen, that's what you got to do. Sometimes I do.
You do the same thing?
Listen, I'm not a perfect parent. So sometimes my oldest, Raquel, especially because her school is so far. Her school is 40 minutes away from where we are, right?
Dang.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll be like, hey, babe, this is going on. Can we? And so I'll keep her home sometimes.
The good thing with us is that we have so many.
You get like...
They rotate, right? So it doesn't look... It's not...
You don't have 26 absences on your kids' record.
No. No, 26, dude. That's a lot.
I know.
No.
Granted, 5 of them we were on vacation, but the rest are literally the kids have been sick. It's not that I've kept them home because I've like
Sure. Sure.
no, legit. Like my son, Jesse, we kept him home a week because he literally slept for a full week. He did wake up like 4 inches taller by the end of the week.
So he slept for how long?
A week.
Like-
We went on the cruise.
Yeah.
So he was already absent 5 days. He came back and we thought he had a cold. And he kept saying, my tummy hurts, my tummy hurts. And what I realized by halfway through the week that it was his actual pelvis. Like it was his bones that were hurting. I kid you not. He got up on the end of the last day and I was like, and his pajama pants, they were this much higher from his ankles.
Growth spurt.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway.
same thing happened with Levi.
Oh yeah, he is super tall now.
He is tall. He's not lanky just yet, but he's a thick kid, man. So we used to call him Gordito.
Yeah.
And if you see pictures of him, like
No, I remember. He
it's
had
all
like
cheek.
Yeah.
It's all cheek, right? But now he's like,
He looks like a young man. He looks older than his age.
I know.
He's
And when he
13 turning 14, right? No, 14 turning 15. Hold on. Is he in seminary right now? Not yet.
no, he
Okay.
is.
So he's turning 14 this year. August, I think you said.
Yeah, he's turning 14 because
Yeah.
he has his priesthood.
Yeah.
So he advanced in the priesthood to teacher. But yeah, he is like, and he's a good looking kid too. So like, Levi is like, he is
He's
gonna
a
be
ladies' man.
He's gonna be the it kid in school, man. Like he's got the personality. He's fun. He's tall. He's gonna start hitting the gym soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's gonna turn it like that like baby fat into muscle,
Mm-hmm.
and the kid's gonna be thick, man. Like just a tank walking
He's
around.
not coming.
Oh my gosh. Put a leash on that kid. But yeah, so he went through that. He was doing some sports. And then what ended up happening was that growth spurt that was it Jesse?
Jesse, yeah.
That growth spurt that Jesse was going through, Levi went through during practice.
Oh my gosh, that would have been so painful.
And it was. So he was limping for like weeks, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, Dad, I need to go to the doctor. I'm like, you're fine, right? It's because I didn't know.
Suck it up.
Another parenting moment.
Listen, that's me. So my background is nursing, and Jesse has had a cough for a month, and Mike is like, I think we should take him to the doctor. I was like, his cough is dry. He has no fever. He's like, I know, but it's been a month. I'm like, he's fine. Coughs can last up to 6 months. My poor kid.
So I took first aid and whatever. So that makes me a doctor now. And so Dane's like, I think we should take him. I'm like, he's fine. He's gonna be okay. But here's the thing is, right? We take him to the doctor eventually because like, okay, let's take him. It's been 2 weeks. He's limping, right? And he can't even stand up and sit down, whatever. And then the doctor's like said the exact same thing that I said. He pulled a muscle. He's in the middle of his growth spurt, and so what he needs to do is stretch. And so we get back in the car with Levi. I'm like, what did I say? I'm like, this is exactly what I say. Do your stretches. He goes, yeah, but Dad, you're not a doctor. I'm like, but I'm first aid certified.
Let me take out my little white piece of paper. You see this?
See this? I'm a first responder boy. So you need
know
to
your
listen.
place.
But yeah, he went through the exact same thing. And but yeah, so I feel bad, but I mean, like, anyways,
He's good. He's growing.
He's good. He's good. The kids still know how to read. Maybe 3 grades lower than they should, but they know how to.
He can read instruction manual. That's all. That's all that.
He
all
knows,
he needs.
He knows ChatGPT. He's fine. So yesterday, oh my gosh. So there was a lesson in church and somebody asked a question and Levi didn't know how to answer it.
So he pulled up
ChatGPT. And ChatGPT like gave a response and Levi's like, and I'm in the background, I'm like listening to him. He goes, after much thought and careful consideration, I even wrote it down. And he starts reading this, like the prompt, right? And so I like kind of look over. I'm like, dude, that's ChatGPT. He goes, shut.
He's so funny.
So he knows how to work the system.
Yeah, there we go.
So today we have I have a surprise for everybody.
You and your surprises.
I have a surprise for you.
Okay.
So this is going to be, make sure you don't go anywhere because you're going to want to hear this.
Are we doing it now? Or are we doing it later? What are we doing?
We're doing it in a minute.
Okay.
So what today's topic is what?
Keep a progress journal.
Yeah. You do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I pushed back against that the other day.
He's like, I don't believe in that crap.
I
Listen,
I didn't
this
say
is
that.
just for show. He's prompts here. There's a lot of things that he doesn't believe in here, but he's like, ChatGPT told me.
First of all, that's not ChatGPT. First of all,
Sorry, Google.
this is not Chat. This is
Old
after
school ChatGPT.
after this much extensive
Google search.
global search. So there's 10 things here, and for those who don't know, what is this? Yeah, for those who don't know, a couple of months ago, I did a workshop for a entrepreneur organization. They help create, they help build or help you establish a child care program. And they wanted me to come in and talk about some of the things that you can focus on while building a business, right? And so I did some search, and then there's these 10 things. So we've been navigating through these individually, one-on-one, everything, and then put it into practice, not only personal life, but also spiritual life. But today is keep a progress journal.
What are your thoughts on it? Share with our audience? What are your thoughts about keeping a progress journal?
I think it's very important.
Practice that you do not do. You must have something though, because you build a business. I'm sure you've written things down.
So hang on.
Okay.
I do keep a progress journal, but for different reasons than what you do. Because
Okay.
the last time we talked about this,
Okay.
you were talking about keeping a journal, so it was about making mistakes or just forgiving or just I don't know what it was. And I didn't agree with it's not that I agree with it, is that I don't do it. I can see how it can work,
Yeah. Well,
but just for me.
and this is the thing. You find things that work for you, right?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that was my point.
Yeah.
Right. And that was my point. For me, that particular strategy for advancing was not looking back, was just moving forward.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Okay. Yes. Now
Okay.
I remember.
Okay. However, I
Mm-hmm.
do keep a journal, not for that reason. I do keep a journal for as almost like an audit. So every year I take a solo camping trip
Mm-hmm.
for about 2, 3, 4 days. And then I just kind of go over the year,
Mm-hmm.
what I did, what I didn't do, some of the workshops I developed on site. What am I keeping? What am I not keeping? And so I keep a journal so I can help progress to the next stage.
So that's exactly what you're doing.
Yes.
You are practicing keeping a progress journal. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so I-
just
so I-
it just looks different, right?
Exactly. I do.
Yeah.
So I do believe it. So I'm not bashing on the thing.
I think it's very different to the person. Like it doesn't have to look like, for instance, what we do, it doesn't look the same, right? But yet we still follow the same principle. It just looks
Yeah.
different when we apply it into our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like same vehicle, different destinations. So you drive what? A Prius?
What?
What do you drive?
Like as in a car now?
Very good, Maria. When people normally ask you what you drive, and normally, your horse. What horse? What breed do you drive right now? Yes.
Well, right now, what I have outside of this house is a Hyundai something. I don't know.
So if I have the same car, right? The same car, work with me here. You're looking at me like, where's this going?
I know that's the look I always give you when I'm like, what?
If
Okay,
we
go.
both drive the same car,
Okay.
right? It serves its functions to getting somewhere.
Yes.
Your destination might be different than mine, even though it's the same car.
Okay.
So the progress journal,
Yeah.
I think it's a great automobile, just our destinations are different.
Yeah.
You use it for like,
I have multiple different journals.
what do you use it for?
So I have 3 journals going right now. I know. And hear me out. They're not, some of them are not actual full blown journals. Okay. So I have my, okay, let me work here with what I do.
All right.
My first is I have a spiritual journal. And
Okay,
I record my spiritual progression, all that stuff,
Same
right?
thing. Yeah,
Okay.
same thing.
So I have that.
So same destination, same vehicle, same destination.
Okay.
Go.
Second one, I have more one that I work through my emotions. So that is not something that you have.
That I don't have.
So
Different destination. on
that journal helps me to kind of reflect on my patterns that I have, and it helps me to like develop tools of how I can help it when a situation arises again that's similar, that I'm like, oh, I've had this pattern before. This is what's happened in the past. Now let me use these tools so I can potentially minimize the amount of time that I'm stuck in whatever emotion pattern, negative behavior, or whatnot, right?
Strictly focusing on emotions.
Emotion, it's
Reactions,
emotions, reactions, growth, gratitude, anything that is, it doesn't have to be negative. I focus on positive stuff and things that I'm learning and growing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've been trying to keep tabs on my patterns, right?
Okay. So I can see the value, different destination.
And my third one, and this is something that I started probably about 30 days ago. So this is brand new. This is like a new journal.
Yeah.
Style, but I actually track what I do each day. So I have a list of to-dos during the day, that things that I want to accomplish.
Okay.
And then as I accomplish them, I check them off. And that actually helps me to see the progression towards my goals, because on my journal, on the journal that I do record my patterns, I also, on the first page, I have my 2024 goals. And so it kind of works in conjunctions with my 2024 goals, and I can see myself working towards the things that I want.
Okay.
So it acts like a journal. It's like a to-do journal kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But I was actually on the drive here, funny enough, I was thinking that I actually needed to incorporate a fourth into the family. This is a family affair.
I hate people like you.
Listen, this is a family affair.
It's like,
and trust me, you do not have to do what I do. Please, keep it simple.
And I have a journal tracking all my pooping patterns, and when I go to the bathroom, what I ate 6 days prior, and then if I can see it in my stool, and then you're tracking everything.
I track a lot of things, because my thought process, and this is a quote that I've heard, that whatever is not tracked, you do not progress in. So I focus on things that I want to progress in, and that's what I track, right?
Okay.
So
fair enough.
So one of the things that I am going to incorporate into my tracking system is that I have 3 goals that I'm currently working towards. So my book, the one that we've talked about, right?
April
6th.
April 1st.
What?
No.
April 6th.
April 6th, yes.
Yeah. So I have my book that I'm working towards. I also have my calling. So at church, my calling or my volunteer service is with a young woman. So I have dedicated time each day that I work towards that. And then I have my last one, which is my real estate business, right? Okay. And so I have the 3 things that I'm focusing on. And what I was thinking is actually doing a journal, or like having just a notebook where when I'm working on it, I write down what I worked on. It's more like a tracking thing of just, on those days that I feel pretty low, that I'm like, I haven't done anything, like I'm still at the same place where I was, we all get discouraged. I can reflect back and look at evidence that I'm like, oh shoot, like I have gotten stuff done. So
how many, so right now you have 3 and you're looking at adding 2 more.
No, just one notebook that has 3 different inserts.
How do you, so one book with 3 different
inserts, yeah. And that one is more just to track what I'm doing. It just helps me. I know it sounds like a lot, and please.
Is a lot.
Yeah, if you're starting, do not do what I do. Keep in mind that I've been doing this for 9 years. So for me, it's like a trial and error, right? If I find that this in 6 months is not working for me and I'm feeling overwhelmed, you better believe that I am dropping like whatever's not working for me, right? You best believe that I'm like, this is trash.
So we'll be talking to you like in 4 months and be like, okay, so I'm up to 8 books. And so I'm like, okay, 1 book is for, what kind of hairstyle I have.
Oh gosh. I have a friend of mine who does a vision board book. And every night beforehand, she actually goes through her vision board to remind herself of the things that she wants. And I actually thought about doing that as well, right? But right now, I just feel like that might be too much for me.
You, like these notebook people that are creating, you're putting somebody through college.
I love it. I get my notebooks through Costco. They're the most affordable ones. Listen, dollar store is not affordable. It is not. Like, dollar store is expensive.
It's $1. How do you get cheaper than $1?
Listen, dollar store does not cost $1. Dollar store, we're looking at like the cheapest thing, maybe $1.75. Dollarama, it's like up to $5. And then
for a notebook?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Okay, people, friends out there, please, if you are into the dollar store.
It's called a dollar store for a reason.
Trust me, that's why I don't like dollar stores, because I feel like they are a scam. And the reason is because you go in with the mindset like, oh my gosh, it's so cheap. And then you buy all these things and then you end up spending a ton of money anyway.
Hang on, they're a scam unless we get sponsored by them. And then we fully
so,
support.
I'll be like, Dollarama, shout out.
then we fully support the dollar store.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the dollar store.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you can actually find them a whole lot cheaper
At
at other
Costco.
places. Yeah, Costco, you can get the good notebooks that have a ton of pages. You can get 4 of them for like $13. Much cheaper than the dollar store. Anyway, so yeah, so please don't do what I do. I have a lot of notebooks.
Yeah,
I think
don't.
the important thing is finding whatever it is that you want to improve in and having something that you can write down. All right, Bev, what are you saying? It's true about the dollar store. We buy notebooks for primary. We buy? You meant buy, right? Not
We
buy. Bought notebooks for primary. Yeah, they're expensive, man. I'm telling you, dollar store is a no-go for notebooks. Dollar store is a no-go for a lot of things. Go to Walmart. It'll be the same price, and at least you can return it.
After you use it?
No, after you use it.
What's wrong with you?
No,
You can't
not
use
after
to
you use
return
it.
a notebook. Like, I'm giving you the notebook
I know
back.
it's written, but
There's no more notes. It's just the front and back cover, but I'm returning it. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, it's not working.
no, but I mean, like, even the dollar store has like crappy stuff that doesn't always work. So you might as well go to Walmart.
Oh, Dollar Tree all the way.
Yeah. So Dollar Tree, now they're up to $2. So Dollar Tree is better. But I still don't like dollar stores. Quick story. I went to go get birthday cards for my girls for church, and I was gonna get them at the dollar store. They were $1.75 each, right?
Okay.
And Mike was like, "We should check out Amazon." Amazon, I could get a pack for $13, where it ends up costing 35 cents per card. There, see, shop around. Those are my words of wisdom. If you have heard nothing out of my mouth today, please shop around. The dollar store is not always the cheapest option.
Hashtag free dollar store. So personal progress, which is great. So here's what's gonna happen. I actually found 10 questions that will help you on your personal progress journey.
Okay. Okay, are you planning on...
I want to ask them to you.
Okay.
Not all
How
of them.
about I ask them to you?
No, because I already seen the questions.
So let me ask them to you.
If you want to ask me questions, then you come prepared to the podcast with questions. These are my questions that I'm asking
All
to
right,
you.
I get it.
You
I'll do it.
don't get to ask what the research that I've done and take credit for it. That's not how it works, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that your quick search, copy and paste and print was like
It was a whole 5 minutes, okay? It was a whole 5 minutes.
All right, go ask.
So because of time, I'm not going to ask you all of them.
Okay.
But here's one for you. How do you practice? So I'm going to ask you these questions. So what I would love for you to do is use them as entries. And then maybe I'll post these 10 questions afterwards, whatever.
Yeah.
But use them as entries, journal entries, and then that way you can use them, kind of thing. Ready?
And you don't have to use all of them. Do the ones that speak out most to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my research.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, ready?
Okay, get on your horse. Let's hear.
I was on my horse a long time ago. You relax. You are so far below right now. It's like I can't. You're a speck right now. Like so high. The air is very thin up here.
Okay.
So
all right, go ask.
how do you practice? So when you're asking the questions, how do I? But how do you, Maria, practice self-care and maintain a healthy work-life balance?
My morning routine.
Okay.
I wake up earlier because that's when I pour into me. Mike is going to love this quote. You cannot pour from an empty cup, right?
Hey, Mike. Hey.
Mike hates that quote. But in all honesty, is what you do in the morning determines how you show up for the rest of the day.
Okay.
So I like to ensure that I am in the right mindset and the right emotional state and the right physical state in order to kind of
Did you get that quote from me?
What quote?
You
Can't pour for a nap.
No, not that one. That's a dumb one. The I'm joking. That's a good one. That's a good. You can't pour from an empty cup. No, but how you wake up in the morning determines the rest of your day.
No, I didn't get that from you.
You must have. I say that all the time in my workshops.
Okay, relax.
I
I did not. Do I go to your workshops?
You've gone to a couple of my workshops. You stood at the back and you'd be like, man, he's good.
Okay. I have gone to your workshops. I don't remember hearing it from you. I do remember from reading it from some of the books that I've read.
Okay. I say that all the time.
So you should be glad. Like, you are among the authors that I have read.
Yeah.
There you go, right?
Yeah, that felt good. All right. We may actually have time to do all of them. Hang on one second. Okay. What specific goals do you want to accomplish in the next month/year, and what steps are you doing to take them to achieve them?
Okay, so I have 4 that I'm working towards right now, and I already said, like, told you. So a personal goal is I'm working towards learning ASL, and I spend
Get out.
yeah,
Get out.
yeah,
Dude, I want to do that as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite language of all time.
yeah.
It
That's
is-
what I'm.
Oh my gosh. When I was on my mission, I started learning. I bought 2 books and I learned how to do like certain things and like this Jesus Christ.
Okay.
And I learned to do certain things and whatever. And anyways, then the mission got in the way. I was like, oh, okay, I can't
I
stop.
guess I'll do this.
I can't do this. Whatever. I got to focus on my mission. But yeah, it's my favorite language. I think it's one of the most beautiful language I've ever seen in my life.
So I've had it in my mind for the last, like probably at the end of last year, and I wrote it in my 2024 goals. So right now I'm working on building vocabulary. I'm just doing lessons through YouTube. Once I get some more vocabulary, then I'm actually going to sign up for, there's different apps that give you lesson plans. So I'm going to sign up for an app, and then we'll see. My goal is by the end of the year to actually be able to hold a simple conversation.
I want in on this. I
Okay.
want in us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you ready? So maybe we'll do a podcast that's full blown.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
I don't know if I just
relax.
swore. I don't know if I just swore in sign language. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody.
Yeah. So I learned. So I have 3 phrases that I can say.
This is apple, right? Or boy? No, this is boy.
I don't know. What I know is that this is mom. This is dad.
Yeah.
This is me. This is eat food. Oh, I know how to say my name is Maria.
Okay.
Or hi, my name is Maria. So hi. Sorry.
And then that's it.
Sorry.
And then-
Okay. Sorry. Hi, my name is Maria. Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to do it. I know MMIGUEL. So
Yeah.
I know how to do the alphabet.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working towards right now. And then I have my other goals, which is one with the book. The second one is related to my calling. I have I create for my call. So my volunteer service that I do with the young women, I have a vision for 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And my vision is this word that I always hear in my mind that's teaching them the how. So my focus is on training. So it's training my leaders, my adult leaders that lead with me, training my youth leaders, and increasing communication with my parents. And then I have KPIs, key performance indicators, and I have a 5 process action steps.
What is happening right now?
So I have that. My calling is the second. And then my third is with regards to my real estate business. I want to continue to grow. So with that, we do have our second property. It's in the midst of being shown right now. So hoping that by March will be rented. And then following that, Mike and I are working towards achieving acquiring our second property for this year. So it would be creating the space that if the opportunity popped up, that we'd be able to do it.
Wait, you already have one property?
Yeah.
You're saying that there's a second property that you purchased already?
No, we haven't purchased it. We are working towards acquiring it.
Oh, okay.
So the whole thing with real estate, honestly, is being prepared to take action. So a lot of people think that you just go into it and you buy and then you do the preparation after, which you could do that, but there's a lot of mistakes that can happen. It becomes, especially in the current real estate market, you can make a lot of mistakes. The best way to do is to focus on education. If you focus on education, then you know how to navigate a certain market. And I love this quote, and I have it on my journal. And
Is it something else that I said?
I don't think so. But it says success is equal to preparation plus opportunity. We can take care of the preparation. When the preparation's there, the opportunity comes up, then we can jump on it, right?
Yeah.
And if we jump on it, then we have success. Opportunities always pop up, but if you're not prepared for it, one, you can't recognize it. And second, even if you do recognize it, you may be too scared to take advantage of it because you just don't know how to.
What's that quote? It's better to be prepared. It's better to be prepared and have a missed opportunity versus having a missed opportunity not be prepared.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. That I do remember. See, he does say some valuable stuff.
Get out of here. Whatever.
Yeah.
What are your core values that and how do they guide you in your decisions and actions?
Okay, so I have my favorite F's. So my so they
Can we
guide
say
me.
it online?
Yes, of course, right? So my favorite apps, the first deal with faith, then family, then finances, and then fitness, right? So with my faith, it nurtures who I am. It's not it's developing faith in God. For me, it's God, or like for other people, it could be like a higher power. But for me, it's fostering the faith in God. And the second portion of it is fostering faith in myself. And then my second thing is family. There's no success outside of the home that can ever take place of like success in the home, right?
No success can compensate for the failure in a home.
Yeah, David O. McKay.
Yep.
So that's a very much guiding principle for me. Fitness, if I am not, and like the fitness slash nutrition, when I take care of my body, when I eat it and I feed well, it feeds on to how I show up with my family, and it also feeds into my spirituality. If I'm feeling bloated, trust me, I cannot feel like the spirit, right? So that works together. And then with my finances is being like whole finances, right? Having a holistic approach. So that is figuring out what my priorities are. That is actually looking at budgeting and living within my means. So with that, I don't like, Miguel, can you pose these questions after, please? I want to go through. Yes, absolutely, girl.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, Beth.
And then, so I would say those are my 4 guiding principles. I actually have a document where I outline like several other ones that are more into detail. But if I was sharing that with someone, it's 4.
So I wanna challenge you for something here.
Okay.
So that's 4, right?
Yeah, I have more. Well, but they go into detail.
Yeah, but hang on. Those are the 4 Fs.
Yeah.
If we come up with a 5th F,
It was friends.
then you know what we can do?
What?
The high 5 principles.
Kind of like Mel Robbins.
Who?
Mel Robbins has the high five habit.
No, Mel Robbins is like the 5-second rule.
I know, but she also has a book called The 5 High.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to come up with our own name. But yes, I do like it.
High 5.
Yeah.
High 5 core.
High 5 core. Yeah. Core. This is me. Sorry. When I get excited, I also like my body. Hence, I don't work out in public because
I'm excited.
No, that was my core. That was me engaging my core, man.
The weirdest. That was the most horrible thing I've ever seen in my
it's
entire
not. Listen.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, okay.
I said we do a workshop on the high 5s.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do a workshop.
Let's do it.
So, but we got to come
Done.
up with another an F. Oh, you said friends, right?
Yeah, because you need a community of people, friends and family. You need community around you, right? You can't just do all these things. Success is a team sport.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that
I like that.
Yeah, like I think that sometimes we value so much independence, but in reality, what's bigger than independence is interdependence. Having the ability to know that you'll be okay, but also knowing
Dude,
that
you're dropping so many bombs today, man. I'm so excited for you.
I'm hulking out. That's my fault. Guys, I'm sorry. I just get so excited. You have no idea how much I love personal development and how much I love sharing it.
We can see. Holy crap, you're weird.
I'm hulking out.
I can't unsee that.
You know
anymore.
what? I should get those like Hulk hands.
Just every time you're excited, you just put them on.
I know she has. I need Hulk hands.
When's your birthday? May,
August
right?
1st.
Oh, August. Not even close. Okay.
Not even. That's all right. You barely even know my name or my kid's name.
I barely know. You have a middle name, right?
Yeah. What is it? I don't know your middle name.
Conchita.
So. No.
Maria Conchita.
Oh my gosh, that is such a Spanish middle name. What's your middle name? I
You know
have
who
no
Maria
idea.
Conchita is? She's
Yeah.
a singer. A Latin pop star singer.
Yeah.
Maria Conchita Alonso.
Yes, I know, but she's like super old now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is she still with us? I don't know. I don't even know if she's still with us. Okay.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been all over like the Latin. My mom would have known.
Your mom would have
Se
told
murió
you.
Maria Conchita Alonso. Okay. How do you here's a good one. How do you prioritize the time and energy to focus on activities that align with your goals and values?
I create the space for it. So a lot of us seem to think that the time will just come, but it doesn't. You actually have to think about, okay, this is what I want to do. When am I going to do it? Right? So for me, morning routine, I know that in order for me to get through to my morning routine, I have to get up at 5.
Yeah.
So that's how I prioritize my morning routine. It happens no matter what. I also have a backup morning routine that in the event something happens and I wake up late, I have my must-haves that I will do. Also, the thought is consistency over intensity. So, for instance,
Say it again.
consistency
Consistency.
over intensity.
Okay.
So, to build a habit, you need to do it frequently in order to be able to build it.
I 100% agree.
Sometimes we think that if we do a habit for like 5 hours in one day and then don't do it for the next month, that those 5 hours are going to count. Those 5 hours are not going to count.
Yeah.
So doing something towards your goal is better than doing nothing.
And I've been playing around with like my fitness stuff, and I've dropped the ball. I'm getting a belly, and I don't like it.
It's the Doritos, man. You
It's
gotta cut them
It's not
out.
the Dorito. Oh no, I can't say I've cut them up because I haven't cut them up. But
The
that's not the
Doritos,
point.
the hot dog, the butter.
So Isla, one of my girls, she comes up to me and she goes, and they're both very like lovey-dovey, right? My two girls. So she comes up to me. She goes, hugs, 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 and I'm like, yeah, hugs, hugs. And then she comes over and she gives me a hug. And she's like, what's wrong? She goes, my hands, they can't reach. She wasn't even nowhere near even trying, right? And she was like, and I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, Dad, you're fat.
Oh my God.
And that hit hard. That hit friggin' hard. And I'm like, okay. And before, it was funny because earlier in September, I was getting jacked.
Yeah.
Like jacked, right? And I did a conference, and it's like my shirts weren't even, and I've been recording all my conferences, and like the shirt just fits like, oh my gosh, right? Like,
like
right?
hulking.
I was hulking out, and then I'm looking at, and I've put on that shirt again, and I'm like,
You're hulking out, but not for the right reasons.
And so I started taking a hard look what I used to do back in September to what I'm doing now. And I was hitting the gym at 9 o'clock at night every single night from 9 to 12.
Oh, 3 hours. Dang,
Yeah.
that's all.
Well, and it wasn't just all workout, right? Like
you have your sauna time
I have
too.
my sauna time. So I do dedicate an hour to water, to waterworks.
Okay.
So there's a big, huge, massive swimming pool. So I used to do some laps. It's great cardio.
Yeah.
Swimming is one of the greatest cardios there is out there, right? Full body workout, low buoyancy and all that other stuff. Anyways, and so I used to do my water work. So I used to do the pool. I used to do the sauna, steam room, steam room, cold plunge, steam room, cold plunge. So it would be 30 minutes to get ready, have my pre-workout, all that other stuff. Do an hour in the gym, an hour in the water, and then 30 minutes to get ready.
Okay.
That's my 3-hour routine.
Okay.
So I stopped doing that, right? I stopped doing it in December.
Okay.
And then I've been like, oh, maybe I should go in the morning. Maybe I should go in the afternoon. I've been playing around, but I haven't been consistent. And because I haven't been consistent, the Doritos are catching up. Those hot dogs. So I need to whatever. Oh, what is this here? We have here, someone's watching from Haiti.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Hey, thank you so
Welcome.
much. Oh, we have a couple of comments here. So let's highlight some of these. Bev says it's true about the dollar store. Yeah, we yes. Oh, Janice is on here, one of my mentors.
Janice.
Love that, Maria. Janice compliment me. Mike is, I know. Okay. And we got
I like 100%. He knows the struggles. Poor Mike. He gets a lot of book reviews without him wanting to get book reviews. Was afraid of all the high schoolers starting up in January.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was I just, it's one of these things I was experimenting because I was, what I was doing? So I originally in September I was doing the 3 in 1. The
Okay.
3 days in 1.
Yeah, so you have 3 days and then 1 day off or 1 day mobility?
No.
Or
6 to 12, 12 to 6, and 6 to 12 days. So 3 days into 1 day.
oh wow.
Do you know,
No, I don't know what that is.
so supposedly someone our age, 6 hours is enough hours for our bodies to recoup.
Yep.
Right? If we're like going straight to bed kind
Yep.
of thing. And so there's this guy, what he was doing was he wakes up at 6
Mm-hmm.
and okay, so long story short, normally when we say day, we think a 24-hour period.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm like, what are your goals for the day? You're like, I'm going to make 6 contacts for the day. So that means that from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed, that's your day.
Okay.
And then those are your 6 hour, and then you are planning on contacting six people in that day.
Okay.
What this guy's saying is that he breaks his regular, and he goes, that's old school mentality. That's like so like 1950s where you 9 to 5 job and you come home from work and whatever, all that other stuff. He goes, nowadays we have so much at our disposal. We have to stop thinking traditionally.
Okay.
So what he does is he has 6-hour days.
Okay.
And so in a 24-hour period, he can get 3 days in there.
Okay.
So when you ask him what are your goals for the day, he's thinking what can I accomplish in 6 hours?
Yeah.
And then what can I accomplish in the second 6 hours? And then the third 6 hours.
Yeah.
So if it's, contact 5 people a day.
So he'll do 15 people.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he says, because I'm putting in more days per week,
Yeah.
I will accomplish so much more than somebody only putting 7 days per week.
Yeah.
Right? So I adopted that last year back in May.
Okay.
And my business and physical fitness just exploded.
Yeah.
So I would wake up at 6. So 6 to 12 is day 1.
Okay.
And, I had my goals for the day, whatever. Then 12 to 6 is day 2.
Okay.
And then day 3 would be 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then I would go to bed at 12
Okay.
a.m.
Okay.
and sleep for 6 hours.
Okay.
So far?
Yep.
Okay. I was hitting the gym on my 3rd day period.
Okay.
And I was consistent.
Okay.
So exactly what you're saying, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, Maria, like I'm telling you right now, I'd take off my shirt and I'm like,
That was uncomfortable.
we had to get blinds for the house because people were like knocking at the door.
I know, I bet, right?
It was just ridiculous.
You were afraid for your life.
I
You
was-
literally could not walk out
It became
without being catcalled.
It became a security risk.
I get it.
It became a security risk, right? And that's when we had to get Creed and stuff like that. But anyways, and so I was consistent all throughout the summer, September, October, November. And that's when I make the mistake. I started modifying and things got busy. And then by December, it all out the window. And then, but now I'm starting to.
So you want to go back? That's what you're saying.
I want to get back.
Do it.
And saying what you just said around about consistency versus intensity is like, I agree 100% because looking back at when I was really, really at the top of my game, it was about consistency. So
yeah. So if anything, like a takeaway, consistency.
Yeah.
Just don't even worry about the time that you're putting in. Just worry about starting it.
yeah, and just keep doing it, right?
Yeah. Like sometimes if I get up late and I have to read, I'll only read for 5 minutes. Or even within my goals that I shared with regards to my volunteer, my real estate, or my book, if I don't have the time, I'll just put in the 5 to 10 minutes in there.
Yeah.
Because that's more important for myself to build a habit right now than to have a long extended period or having days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't do it. And then that thought process ends up becoming more intensified.
Interesting. What challenges are you going through right now that you're facing and how are you overcoming them to achieve your goals?
Well, one of my patterns. So I was bullied when I was young, and it happened in grade 10, and I experienced a lot of rejection. So when difficult things happen in my life, I have noticed that my initial pattern is to feel the rejection, which leads me to remember every rejection that I felt.
Oh, wow.
And I realized that it actually stems from me like having this bullying experience that I thought.
Even though they weren't connected?
Yeah. Like even right now, some of the things that I've shared with you that I've been struggling with.
Yeah.
I have realized that it's like, so this is how emotions work, right? So you get the thought, right? And then you build a story around the thought. And then what happens because the story is based on what you're going through, who you are, your perceptions, right? Then what happens is you identify with that. You're like, oh my gosh, right. And then your mind starts looking for all these evidence around you that supports what you're thinking.
Wow.
And then there's repetition, the same thought, because once you're in a negative wavelength, you're not attracting positive thoughts at that point, right?
Yeah.
And because there's repetition, that thought process intensifies. So what I've been doing is I've been thinking about like, I kind of just talked it out with Mike one day and I was like, oh, dang, I realized that point A leads me to point B. So point A, let's call it the situation that I was going through right now, right? Which then led to point B, which is a similar situation that I went through last year, which then leads to point C, that is another situation that I was dealing with, that I was experiencing rejection and these feelings were coming up, which then at that point I was like, after talking it out with Mike, I was like, dang, it actually took me all the way back to when I was
Wow.
bullied. So
Wow.
that is something that I'm working towards and that I'm learning to overcome. And it's pretty cool actually to see how your mind works. And we have feelings and thought processes that our minds don't remember, but our bodies and our subconscious does. And those thoughts and processes will pop up. So that's something I'm working on right now.
And are you doing, because I know that you were pretty open about taking counseling, like you took counseling. Is this something that you are having, are open to doing it again, or have you done it to go through all those feelings that maybe you haven't had closure with, and then moving forward and be like, okay, now I'm in a much better headspace?
Honestly, I would be open to. The only reason why I haven't full blown done it is because it's expensive. Like you're looking at a 50-minute appointment being $170, and I don't have benefits, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's expensive, right? So I think if I had the resources to be able to kind of check this out long term, I would. But I also think that I would try out different kinds of therapy. So there's something called a somatic therapy. A somatic therapy.
A su madre?
Somatic.
Oh, somatic.
Yeah.
Like a su madre.
So somatic therapy works at integrating the hard experiences that you've had in your past with your current self right now, and kind of bringing attention to what your body's feeling and allowing your past experiences to be part of your past and allowing you to still remember them, but not have them have a strong hold on your body as they potentially do right now, right?
Wow.
It's amazing. Honestly, the mind is incredible.
Yeah.
Like the books that I recommend, there's this one book that's called Your Body Keeps the Score. I forget the author's name, but it is an incredible book. It talks about like trauma and how our body holds on to negative experiences and how these experiences keep popping back up.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that I've learned, I've been able to apply to my own life. So highly recommend it. The Body Keeps the Score. Look it up. However, a little side note, if you've gone through trauma yourself, it may be triggering. It's quite graphic. And I have had my fair shares of ugly cries because of the things that it talks about.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Like it deals with abuse, it deals with like kids. It's
I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's it's one style of movie that I cannot watch.
Yeah.
If a kid gets abducted or a kid dies in a movie,
Yeah.
and you know, and then there's like grieving parents or whatever, I can't.
It's devastating.
I can't do it.
So I listen to my books when I go for walks, and I kid you not, some of the stuff crying as I'm walking, and I'm like, I have no glass. I was like, I should have worn sunglasses, but literally ugly tears, because there is some traumatic things that people have gone through. And it also has helped me to understand other people and the reason why things may be happening and patterns may be reoccurring, even though I don't get it. Like, why would you do that again if you know this is going to happen? Well, it deals with past experiences, right? So anyway, fantastic book. However, big trigger warning. So I would recommend it if you're able to handle something like that.
Who are your support networks and mentors, and how can they contribute to your personal growth? I better be in on this list. If you don't say me, and I probably shouldn't have said anything, because now you're going to say me because I said so.
No. I was going to say you. As you were saying it, I
Okay.
was going to say you.
Okay.
I definitely, Mike, you.
Yeah.
I have a friend named Nancy who is super big in real estate, super big in personal development. I'd say her too. I would say I have like a good group of friends. I would say Michelle and Bev and Camilla. So yeah, I would say, I definitely would say that I have a strong supportive network that I am able to be vulnerable, open with.
And you know what's so funny? Like, I've always pushed back against not opening your feelings. I like
Being vulnerable.
Being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
If we go back to take a look at any
You
of our
should see the
podcasts,
growth that this man has had. He's been growing in this podcast.
I have been growing.
I would like to say you're welcome.
What for what? It's not, well, partly you've brought it up, but the more, and even this morning, like when you came in, I was not in a, I don't want to say I was in a good headspace, but there was something that took place yesterday that was still triggering, right?
Yeah.
But even going through about it and talking to you about it and having this positive vibe flowing in the air kind of thing, it's helped me forget. It's helped me go through what I'm going through right now. I'm in a much better headspace than what I was when we first started the podcast. So it's very, the more and more I get involved in a community, the more and more I'm starting to see the value in having a community.
I know, because, okay, so one thing that surprised me about you is when you and I first kind of started doing this and hanging out, one of the things that you're like, I don't need friends. I have my 2 people in my life, and that's all I need. I have my family. Why would I need more people? And that surprised me because if you know Miguel, he is a social butterfly. So for him to tell me that he doesn't need friends or doesn't have friends, well, that he has his 2 friends and that's it, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I would have thought that you would have had an insane amount of friends because you're so social, you're so likable.
Yeah.
People naturally gravitate to you and they want to be your friend. That's why when you told me that, I was like, what?
So hang on, time out. 2 things. First of all,
What's the name of the book? Can you please say it? Yes, absolutely. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. I'm going to tell you the author's name too. Let me just quickly look it up.
The body keeps the score. Let me see if I can type it in here.
Yeah, type it in. It is so good. Hold on, let me find my app.
The body. So to go back to what Maria was saying about me saying not needing the
I don't need you.
Body or keeps the score or needs the score?
No, The Body Keeps the Score.
Keeps the score. Okay.
And it's by so it's Bessel van der Kolk.
So about me saying that I don't need any friends, here's the whole story. Or not story, but here's the thing is that I'm very sensitive.
Yeah, yes, another thing that I learned about you.
Yeah. I have, and this nobody knows about this except
me.
Now
and
you and then Tegan. But I'm
so see, Janice, you have me. We are BFFs. Forget him.
No, we're friends. Hang on. Time out. Hang on 1 second. So here's what I'm hearing on. Let me explain. Okay. I'm very self-conscious, conscious.
Yeah, and here's the thing about you too. You care a lot about what people think of you.
I do.
So that's why you created a distance between people. It's not that it doesn't have to do with you not liking people and want to get close to people.
Yeah.
It has to do with being hurt by people. Being
hurt. And so this fear, and so this was it was very self-destructing. And I do recognize it now. And I am in a much better place because of me. You, thank you, and the podcast, and yes, Maria. Blah, blah, blah. But the fear of getting hurt would stop me from deepening relationships.
Yeah, because that's the thing. When you have a friendship, you become vulnerable, and if people know that you're vulnerable, is that fear that they'll use what they know about you against you, right?
And whatever, because I used to give of myself so much right from the beginning, and then I would get hurt, or something was said, or something was done, whatever, and I would get hurt, or I would get disappointed, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, whatever, and so I got I got calloused.
Yeah, you got desensitized a little bit. Calloused, yeah.
I was, and even Tegan would call me out, right? Like she's like, you're so callous. I'm like, as long as I have my kids and my wife, like I don't care about anything.
Honestly,
else, right?
Seriously, Janice, I wasn't even his friend. I wasn't on that list of friends. So worry not. I wasn't.
But I even told Tegan, I go, I'm starting to rebuild my circle.
Yeah.
And which was, I think it was last week after we had that whole. No, it was a couple of weeks ago when I was struggling with the thing that I was going through.
Yeah.
And I went upstairs and I was feeling much better. And I go, I think I'm starting to open up my circle, right? And she goes, who's in your circle? And I go, well, Lewis and Simeon, right? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, who else? And I go, Maria's part of my circle now.
Oh, I made it.
And then that's why she's like, you need to send her a message,
it's
right?
taken like 2 years of hanging out because having I see this man so often.
But like the whole point is it's made me realize who else am I missing out on?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And not letting them join, or not join. Like I'm not subscribed someone to be subscribed to, but who else am I not letting in to allow, whatever these deepening, and I have people that I know, right? And that I appreciate their company, but just like deep, I only had 2.
Do you think that you are introverted? Like an introverted, extroverted almost person? Like you go out, but in reality you like to be at home with your family?
I'm a hot mess. Yeah, I'm a hot mess. I'm not
like when you're out, you feel like your batteries are drained and then you need to come home and kind of like charge up.
So yesterday I had a meeting.
Yeah.
Right? And I came home, I just wanted to go to bed. And
Yeah, you were drained.
I was so drained. And I think it's because I feel with my heart, right? A lot of people, like, whatever, they're very callous and they're like whatever. But like when I put myself in a situation, whether it's a meeting or whether it's in a program or whatever, I put everything I have. And if it doesn't go my way, I'm just like, I am emotionally drained. And yesterday after that meeting,
Yeah.
I came home and then all the kids are like, oh, we're going to watch a movie. It's Sunday night. It's normally like our movie night, right? And so I'm like, I didn't want to. The girls were super excited. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. But I was just like, yeah, I was tapped out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to, and again.
And you're doing it, right? And I'm like, that's the thing. Sometimes we put this pressure on ourselves to go 0 to 100 in no time, but it takes time and effort, right? It takes, why do we want to say time and effort? But I'm like, it does take time. You just got to do it like a baby step at a time because it is scary. It is scary to full blown open yourself up to other people. Like for me, I wasn't like this before. It took 9 years for me to be where I'm at right now. That's 9 years.
And I have to say, you need close people to call your BS too.
Yeah. Like I call yours, right? All the time.
Just so freaking. How do you and here's the last one. There's more here, but because of time,
we'll post these questions in the chat.
Yeah, we'll post these questions in the chat. But here's one that I definitely want to get to. How do you define success for yourself? And how can you ensure that your actions align with your definition?
For me, success is family time and increased experiences, right? So I've thought a lot about this because in my past, I have defined success what other people have thought that success is, right? So I struggled a lot and I never felt like I was getting anywhere. So for instance, for me now, success is my kids being in extracurricular activities. I much rather live in a smaller home and have the ability for my kids to be in extracurricular activities. Success is being away in family vacations together. Success is having like Mike and I spend a lot of time together. So all my success involves having the ability to choose what I do with my time.
Wow.
So, and obviously, in order to be able to do that, I need finances. Hence, I'm working on my finances.
Which aligns with part of your high five.
Yep, exactly. Everything leads back. And that's when you're clear on your purpose, when you're clear on your values, then you can actually examine what you're doing and being like, okay, is this making me more of who I want to be, or is this taking me away?
And you said this a couple of podcasts ago that you cannot start anything until you've clearly identified your core values.
Yeah.
If you don't have your core values, you're gonna be a wanderer, right? You're just gonna be trying to figure things out and whatever. And then, but if you have those things and they're embedded in your system, then you can always go back and take a look at where these things align. Yeah. And then if you're still on the path or you're starting to derail, and then it will serve to come back, kind of thing.
Yeah, you can always tweak it too. Like developing your values takes time. Yeah. So I'm like, even if you just start off with one and you do it, just do that and then kind of build on there. A great book that can help you figure out what your values are is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. In there, he has a full section of determining your values. And that's actually where I reflected. And it took me probably a few months to come up with the values that I had. I always have had my F's, but it helped me to get clear with regards to what those F's mean to me. So I love my F. Oh gosh. What? That is my favorite. Like, honestly, those are my favorite F's. What could I say? They brought me so much joy. Okay.
So, on that note.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Like, I don't even know where to go from
Janice. We're just going to end up on a high.
We are going to definitely end up on a high.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for...
Dead. I am dead. So, hang on. Before we sign off...
Oh, my gosh.
Let me give you next week's topic. So, just to make sure that you log on, right? We're going to find your why.
Oh,
I
know.
I
love that one.
I know. That's why I said it, because I know that this is like your favorite topic.
I better find some Hulk gloves to be hulking out.
So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna come prepared with maybe some questions or some
Okay,
stuff,
I'm gonna come up with some questions.
and you can't use mine.
No, fine. I'll get my own.
This is my research. This is my.
I'll go for the 2 minutes on Google and get my own.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so.
We both gotta like. Oh, sorry.
So, thank you so much for joining in. Today was very.
It was great. It was a great podcast, just like every other podcast we do.
It was a phenomenal podcast. What was your takeaway?
My takeaway is that people can change. I've seen you change, so if you can change, anyone can change.
Oh, geez.
Oh my gosh. No, but in all honesty, my biggest takeaway is that we discussed a lot today. We discussed journaling. We discussed kind of being clear on your values. The biggest takeaway that I want to kind of emphasize is that just start with something. Get your favorite Fs. That's my favorite takeaway. What's your favorite F? Let us know in the comments.
No, don't let us know.
Unless it's a swear word. We don't want to hear it.
No, we don't.
Anyway, what's your favorite takeaway? See? Favorite? F?
Favorite. I know. FF. I think not so much a takeaway. Like, I learned a lot today, actually. But my favorite thing is about realigning my core values, and I am going to take a page out of your book. I think I'm going to take a look at MTC Life, take a look at everything that I'm doing, and just somewhere in here, just plaster all over the place the 5 Fs.
Yes, I love it.
I am, and you know what? I am telling you right now, I believe in this thing so much now that we need to do a workshop.
Just include me this time. Don't go and present it without me.
No, I promise you right now, I am not presenting this workshop without you.
Okay,
so
thank you.
This is going to be something that whatever.
Because if you know Miguel has presented multiple workshops without me that have been my babies. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It's stuff that's happened to you, and I'm like, oh, that's a really good, and I've used it in a workshop already that existed.
Right.
But this is from scratch.
Okay.
I'm building, and we need to present this
I love
at
it.
some capacity.
Let's do it.
I just believe in this whole 5F things. It's incredible.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I know. Those are, like, I'm telling you, they have been, it's so nice to have words that align to your values that people are like, oh, what's your core values? And you're like, well, let me tell you about my Fs, right? Like, it just helps you to have something that you can refer back always. Yeah.
If you are following us for the first time, make sure that you like, share, subscribe. All of our social media sites are up right here. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. And that way, when we go live, you will get a notification. We come to you live every Monday at 10 a.m. Oh my gosh! Did you see how smooth that was?
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We love you and have an amazing week.
Take care. Bye. Love you.
Get a minute, Dono. Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your. I show that I live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Hold down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. When no one's to be found, what keeps you eased out? What takes you off your mind?
Guess you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, we should have it. Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Take the time to recognize it. You won't leave me even if I tried it. You're the artist in the mess, and happily be formed than you in your hands.
I show that I live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust.
Yeah, you better.
For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Hold down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. In yourself when no one's to be found, what keeps you eased out? What takes you off your mind?
Yeah, you better. Guess you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, we should have with
Yeah, you
them.
better